Good morning. It is now 6:51 and we're on our way to Hongwe. We gave Metopos a miss and come here. Okay, Renee, what do you want to show us? So we're going today.
That's where we started with Conor-Rizal.
So Conor-Rizal.
Gone through Tshilete Triangle, the sugar cane, and then we went to Bulawayo somewhere through here.
Yeah.
And now we're going from Bulawayo up to Tete into Hongwe.
And do you want to tell us how many kilometers that is?
I think that's about 250, 300 k's.
And how long is it going to take us?
8 hours. Yeah, we won't average 20 k's per hour on the main, that's a main national road. It might have been easier to go to Plumtree into Botswana and around to Pandamatenga and enter from that side. People say it's quicker than actually straight through here.
But then we need to cross another border, all the border things that we want to do here. So we stick to the main road, that's going to take us 10 hours.
And from there we go to Pinga and then to the Bumi Hills, Kariba, Mana Pools, but Chirundu is just there, there's Mana Pools, and then across to Kafui is here. Lehungu is just past Mongu, and then we come back this way.
So it's quite chilly this morning. I think it's because it's a bit windy. It's 12 degrees out there. It's going to be a good sunny day, but it's windy and cold, and I'm actually pleased that I'm sitting in the car with the heater on this morning. This is the reason why this small stretch of road is going to take us so long to drive. This one looks like it's broken down a while ago. Just to remind you, this is the main road. Hi guys. Oh my god. So we took the road, the main road from Bulawayo to Hongwe Park. And nobody can prepare you for what it was. It was like is it Dante with the 7 layers of hell? You can't imagine, whatever they say, it's not. It was about 300 kilometers. We left at 7 o'clock. We were here after 4. It's bad. And Renier, I don't know, he didn't tell me, but halfway through he decided he didn't talk much during the trip. He's going to spoil us tonight. We're not in Hongwe yet. We at just a sleepover. It's in the park, but it's not the park yet. So we call it fake rustic, but I'm very thankful for fake rustic tonight. I'm the only real rustic here. So it is. I'm going to just switch over and I'll show you very. So this is Guango, whatever they call themselves. Park, let's call it park. I'll get the real name for you later. It's beautiful. The customer service is out of this world. The people are extremely friendly. Everything is based on an outdoor experience. The reception is outdoor. We did joke about that they imported beach sand for the area, but no, it's the real soil of this area. We took tonight a bush cabin. So it's down there. Mahindra is sleeping out there. Mahindra did extremely well. Mahindra at one stage the hood on the rooftop shook a bit loose, and that's all. When I opened my kitchen, the only thing that was out of place was one bag of maize meal, so it's really good. I'll show you a bit more of this later. I thought I'd just show in daylight, so it's beautiful. I'll find out a bit more about the park. It's probably foreign owned, but very beautiful. We see some German tourists, everybody just enjoying an African experience. I would compare this to going to Fiji and having a Aloha think you in Fiji. It's not for real Fiji, but it gives you a bit of an experience. So the Guanco bush camp looks like that. We've got 2 single beds and toilet, middle room, and a shower on that side. They joked, we asked them if they on solar power, and they say they got solar power, a generator, and they're on local supply, so they back each other up. Now look at influencer me. This is a beautiful campsite. Like I said to you, this is run by, I'm sure, overseas people, because it's not local. We've got a bonga, a fire here. Upstairs there is a swimming pool with a lookout over an elephant drinking hole. But because we don't know if the elephants really will come, and it's been a very wet year in Zimbabwe, so maybe not. It doesn't look like there's a lot of mud around there, so I don't think they would come. But in any case, that's our restaurant, and we've been earlier upstairs, and there was a lot of rich Germans, I assume it's Germans, it's not Russians, sleeping. So we decided we sit around the campfire. Sorry about if I offend anybody. It's by no means doing that.
Your wine is ready.
We already had our first gin because nothing broke in the Mahindra. Guys, this trip was hell. I didn't have enough internet to look what Dante's levels of hell was, but we've been there and back. So we're sitting here, and then we'll go for dinner. I ordered peanut stew because it's not something I'll ever make myself, and Renier ordered the lentil stew because he won't make that for himself. Say to us, Renier.
The road was 9.5 hours on just short of 300 kilometers.
What did you do most of the time?
Be grumpy. Just be grumpy.
He was grumpy. He was.
Nothing serious broke, but we got here horrific.
Yeah.
There's no other way, horrific.
Like I said to you tonight, you can't explain it to anybody. You have to do it. And when I have enough internet, I will research Dante's 7 levels of hell, because it was like, if you think it can't get worse, it gets a bit worse. Okay.
Magnificent. But what's the ownership? Who does it belong to? Basalk Valerio.
Guys, I don't believe in food porn, but I've got peanut stew and something, maybe roasted peanut and maize meal, and anybody that never had it in Australia, I'll cook it for you, or no, I'll get Renier to cook it for you. And Renier's got a lentil stew with that. It is amazing.
Sacha.
Good morning. So we're still at Guanco Nature Reserve, and I said last night, maybe I think this belongs to some overseas investor. No, it doesn't. It belongs to a Zimbabwe woman, Elizabeth Viatori. Worth reading about her. She was born in Masvingo district, where we work with Conor, and then moved to America, became a biochemist, did some invention, still receiving royalties from there. And when her mother died, she made a promise, this was her land, to come back here and look after a local herd of elephant, and she's made this beautiful place. They call it for ecotourism. So worth reading about Elizabeth Viatori. Nice surprise.